Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you on this July 24th, 2025. I have all of your news for your rush hour ride to work. And we've got updates from Candace Owens, as she has now been sued for defamation by Brigitte Macron, First Lady to President Macron of France. I'll share everything Candace has to say, and then also more on Blake Lively, as content creators are now saying this is the biggest unforced error for Blake Lively as she continues to tank her image. And speaking of tanking an image, we've got Justin Timberlake absolutely mailing it in at several different concerts, leaving fans pissed off. I'll play that funny video for you. And then on the back half of this episode, bombshell reporting by the Wall Street Journal says that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, and he was made aware of it in May by Pam Bondi. We'll get into that and more from all these crazy accusations of treason made by the executive branch about Obama. So again, wild time to be alive. So much to jump into. It all starts right now on The Rush. So we covered this yesterday afternoon, that being Candace Owens being sued for defamation. I'm going to have a lot of ifs to what I'm about to say because there's so much that could be true. If it is true that Candace Owens is correct in stating that Brigitte Macron was born a male and hid her sex change and all these other things, then, because there's a lot of accusations made by Candace Owens. If that's all true, then it's a bonehead move by Brigitte Macron to sue Candace for defamation because they're going to have discovery where they get to do depositions and pull up all this information and seek records. So that's a big if. Now, if it's true that Brigitte Macron was born a woman and is just being completely slandered and defamed by Candace Owens, then I say, good for her for suing. Good for her. Candace Owens is doubling down. And again, maybe she's not afraid. She's got a very wealthy husband. She's worth a lot of money herself. Maybe she's not afraid of the court system. But I would think most people would be buckling right now with the fear of being sued by, basically a president of another country. But these are lofty and heavy accusations that have been made by Candace. My greater question, and the reason I never covered this in the first place, a lot of people were like, Dave, you got to cover what Candace Owens is saying about Brigitte Macron. My biggest thought was, why? If someone wants to change their sex, their gender, what do I care what someone else does with their body? Now, there's an argument, well, she was grooming Emmanuel, whatever. That's a different argument. That's not what this defamation suit is all about. I'll play what Candace has to say. I got to tell you, I don't like it. I don't like the energy. And I got to be honest with you. I just don't like the energy of like, I'm coming after you. It's like, why did Candace have to bring this story to people's attention in the first place? I just don't understand. I don't understand what the crime is. Have a listen.
Because this is just goofy. You are officially a very goofy man, Brigitte. But I got to give it to you. You've definitely got balls. Fire everybody around you, and I mean literally everyone around you who told you that this was a good idea, that this was a very good idea for you to be the sitting first lady of a country to file a lawsuit against a journalist of another country.
Which, by the way, I don't like the way that Candace is framing that. It's like, come on, she's filing a defamation lawsuit against you. She's not suing you to be quiet. She's suing you because she says you have the story wrong.
You are literally making history in all the wrong ways. And I want to be very clear here right at the top that this is obvious, very clear that it is an obvious and desperate public relations strategy. That's what this is. Where do we even begin? Okay, so let's read.
And I disagree with that as well. I don't believe it's a PR strategy. They fired a 215 page or 200 plus page lawsuit where they cited all of Candace Owens' greatest hits. She's right. If this is a PR strategy, it's a foolish one. It's the Streisand effect, right? Where the effort to make something go away makes it that much bigger through, getting more publicity. The fact that Brigitte Macron is suing Candace Owens for defamation almost provides legitimacy to the story. It's like they have to respond to it. So I don't see this as a PR move whatsoever. I see this as a final straw move. But again, we'll find all this out. Does Brigitte Macron have to provide a blood sample of her chromosomes? I mean, it's so bizarre and it feels icky, to be quite honest. I don't know. Maybe folks have a different opinion than I do. I don't understand where the damage is. I mean, does Candace Owens, is she doing this on behalf of President Macron because he was duped? No. And again, it's the grooming stuff that she met him and she's older and he was in school. That's a different story. That's like completely not what this is about, because you see a lot of people conflating the two. And Candace Owens is going to make the argument that Brigitte Macron sued several people for defamation and that she lost. Therefore, Candace is right here. But that doesn't always play out that way.
Rewind this in case you're new here. A few weeks ago, Brigitte finally lost her defamation claim against two journalists, which was taking place for years, by the way, over in France. It was the most viral story worldwide. Everyone's going, okay, obviously something is here. She's been clinging to this defamation claim, saying, oh, well, I'm suing them for defamation, and this is not true. And Brigitte's world, therefore, came crashing down because that was her only effective PR strategy. That was the only thing that they used to dissuade the rumors that she was born a man. It was an absolute farce of a lawsuit.
And again, I just don't understand the logic there, because by Brigitte suing Candace Owens, she's bringing this into the United States. She's bringing it into a conservative base who follows Candace, a big audience who's going to clearly be on Candace's side. So again, I just don't see the logic in them suing Candace. We'll see how it plays out. We'll know more as this suit continues. Here's one more clip of what Candace had to say. Again, you know, you guys, you come here to hear my opinion on these things. I find it icky, Candace's response here. But this is sort of this is just sort of the sandbox she plays in. It's just not for me.
You were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. We'll figure it out real quick. However you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it.
I feel sick. And I feel sick even bringing it to folks, but this could become a nasty global story. And Brigitte Macron's court documents, again, we'll figure this all out, but her court documents, her court statements say that they provided Candace with the evidence, whatever. But again, I'm not here defending Brigitte. I don't know how it all goes down, but we're going to definitely watch this play out in court.
Right, that is what discovery is for. We're going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away, and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to discovery. I think that we owe that to the world.
Do we, though? Do we owe it to the world? Or is this, I don't know. All right, whatever. You guys let me know. All right, in other stories, we have a lot to get into. Cardi B sued for assault, battery by woman allegedly struck by her microphone. Do you guys remember this? We covered this last year. Some stuff went down. I think someone threw something at Cardi B. So she throws her microphone into the audience. Guys, these microphones, they're heavy. They're metal, right? And it turns out she hit the wrong person. And you know what? As much as it sucks when someone throws something at you on stage, you can't just go around throwing microphones, projectiles at other people. So she hit somebody. They're calling her Jane Doe. She's suing the rapper for a 2023 incident where Cardi was performing at Dre's Beach Club when she asked people in the crowd to throw water at her to beat the triple-digit heat. The individual says when she threw water at Cardi, as several people in the audience did, the rapper responded by pelting her with the mic instead. Well, it appears as though Romanian fans aren't happy with Justin Timberlake. He was performing at their Electric Castle Festival. I can't really share too much of the audio, but if you just go with me here, it's raining outside, so he's kind of in a hooded outfit, but he's doing that thing where he doesn't sing, he gets the crowd to sing.
Say what?
He does that, say what? And then the whole crowd sings. And anyway, they were all pissed off because he's quite literally not doing anything, and he's kind of dancing goofy. Now, there's been reports for a while, insiders reporting that he's been masking his drinking problem. He had a DUI last year. I have no idea what's going on with Justin Timberlake, but I will say this, he is no longer wanted in Romania. They said it was a bummer of a show. Maybe, I don't know, he didn't want to slip on stage. Jessica Biel, get your man in order. All right, so speaking of getting your life in order, we've got Blake Lively here receiving some bad press. Blake Lively subpoenas her online critics. Is it fact-finding or intimidation? A lot of articles coming in now discussing Blake Lively as her subpoenas went from Google, YouTube, and now TikTok. You don't want to mess with the TikTok crowd. I'm going to share several videos from content creators that have been subpoenaed by her. The first one being Perez Hilton, who had his information posted in the court filings. He wrote a letter to the judge saying he's afraid for his children's safety. Here's part of what he had to say.
The disclosure of my residential address poses a real and immediate threat to my personal safety and the safety of my family. 3, a review of the court's public docket shows that on July 18th, 2025, plaintiff's counsel submitted identifying information for a third party.
So, and again, he just goes into the fact that this is ridiculous, that the content creators have their addresses being dragged into this. Here we have Canadian friend of the show, Ashley Brianna Eve, kind of discussing the bad PR strategy by Blake Lively to be going after content creators. And of course, Blake Lively's lawyers will say, well, we're trying to piece together this untraceable campaign, but it's a rough look. Have a listen to this.
This is legit a branding PR disaster. If there wasn't a PR crisis before for Blake Lively, I mean, she's just entered like DEFCON red PR crisis zone. I mean, we're in the territory of Whoopi Goldberg, you endanger girl. And this is all Blake Lively's own doing. If she had authorship of nothing else in her life, she has authorship over the total destruction of her brand.
And to be able to tell it in a way where I was able to have such authorship was really important to me.
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's like a co-authorship role with her lawyers and PR team or whoever else greenlit the bullshit that she's been doing from day one with the marketing of It Ends With Us.
The tons that are also a close-up on them when we're dancing in the bar. Those are mine. I have a few of my husband's shirts.
Up until the incredibly ill-advised game of chicken they played with Wayfair on Friday. Ezra Hudson submitting something claiming that Tag is hiding our names behind this attorney eyes only list.
At Comic-Con, they do that? This is like Comic-Con, but like for women.
And she lost the game of chicken when Wayfair was basically like, show it. Show the interrogatories. Show it all. Do it.
Yeah, it really comes down to this. You know, you've got good-natured content creators, and I'm not saying everyone's a great person, but everyone's trying their best, and they're just exposing Blake all individually, and it looks like to Blake, I guess, that there's this web of people coming together with coordinated efforts, all because we're seeing the same thing play out, and we're all calling it for what it is, bullshit. All right. So that makes sense, right? All right, well, coming up next, we have a bombshell story. I mean, it's bombshell. I don't know what else to say. I'm glad we're covering it, but we're finding out the Justice Department actually told Donald Trump that his name is among many in the Epstein list. What does this all mean? As, of course, House of Representatives are taking an early summer vacation so they can avoid voting to release the Epstein files. Why are they running cover for a known pedophile, Epstein, and his client list? It's absolutely crazy. And it's the first story in a very long time that's bringing the nation together. Everyone's on the same page. Share the damn list. And anybody who's on it, who's done something wrong, let's investigate him. Let's hold him accountable. Why wasn't this done before? All right, I'll have this story next, so stick around. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be the next video. Otherwise, audio listeners, it's coming up right now.